Okay. I think we're good. Sorry for the, what was it? 10-second late start. I actually feel pretty bad. Okay. Click the buttons. Clicking more buttons. There's more buttons to click. I think. What else am I about to do? I don't know. I think that's it. Okay, great. Says I'm not quite live. That's interesting. Maybe I just refresh this. Let me know if I'm live or not. It's not telling me I am. That's what? Do I have to restart it? It says that I'm sort of live. Oh no. That's disappointing. I think it's not. Okay. It's not going all the way to the place. Well, sorry I had to see this. I'll have to restart. Okay. Wait a sec. Okay, there we go. Did it too soon. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay. Am I live? I can't tell. Okay. I spent the last minute like setting up and like welcoming everything. But then it never really showed up on the YouTube browser, so that was really weird. We'll have to see how the stream handles it in a later. We can watch it later on the later live stream, like how it'll figure that out. But I guess I already clicked it, as in I clicked it before, but it wasn't working. So that was weird. But I think we're good now. Apparently, that we're green. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what happened there. That was really weird. Because I did everything right. The only thing I did was just click the start stream, but then the YouTube never actually went connected. Like there was a circuit or something where it didn't like connect all the way, so then I just stopped it and restarted it, and now I guess I'm live? Who knows? Hello. So, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. We'll see how long this will go on. Whether the stream is gonna explode again, who knows? So, hi Star and Kitty, how you guys doing? Yeah, that's my throat. Hello. Oh yeah, forgot about that. I had a. Well, the screen wouldn't really work while I'm not actually live. You know what I mean? So keep clicking wrong buttons there. There we go. Yeah, if I wasn't actually connected to being live, then the screen wouldn't work at all. So that only kind of works while I'm live, not when it's. I click it and then it doesn't work. Anyway, yeah, now we work. You're asleep. That's okay, Kitty. You're awake now. With the green screen, doesn't quite go all the way. I'm just happy that everything's on now. So, yeah. So forgive me that I always get a little stally. Just beginning. Just because I have an idea, and then it's like, oh, now everything's kind of twisted. So now it's gotta work around this now. So just gotta explain it. Okay. Hi Giovanni. We'll get into it, but I know that this won't take as much time as the Tuesday's one. So I just want to make sure you fill up the time instead. So filling it up, and now that didn't quite work. So who knows? I get in circles a lot, so let's get going. So welcome. If you remember this was from several months ago. How long ago was this? This is the Discord emojis. So we got different emojis that for my Discord server. So I got all these. So I was thinking like we can expand it because Discord allows for 40. I'll have to look again. Let me see. Just for not GIFs, it'll be, yeah. So this is Discord, and you can have 50. That's 40 plus 10, I think. How does that work? Anyway, we'll have enough room no matter what we do. Even if we just get like 10 or 5, we'll have enough room to figure that all out. So this is where these are gonna go. So you can see like the size of these are very small. The actual canvas size for all these are only 128 by 128 pixels. So yeah. We're gonna make some new emotes. Yep. Sorry, Katie. I don't know what to say. Like we don't know whether you'll be able to join or not. That's okay. Hopefully you're able to watch the afterward, which with the videos, Water VODs, video on demands. So hopefully that's fun. That goes for everyone too. If you missed the stream and you want to watch it again, or if you missed one and then you didn't get to see it, that's probably makes more sense. You can watch it in the live stream playlist on my channel. Also on my channel, you can also check this little segue of this. This is my YouTube channel. So I go to Community tab, and then there's a nice little there's a little post. What does this post say? Whoa. Want to hear your ideas for new streams. So if you have an idea for like some kind of related to art, animation, or maybe a challenge, then we can figure out what to do for that. Look at your comment, Star. Do a flip. I could do can I do a pen flip? All right, here we go. So what else we can do? Don't know and no idea. So if you could be better than these guys, which no offense, it is a very weird and awkward phrasing kind of a question. So if you want to figure out something with that, we can a little easier. Just so I don't have to stress as much time as figuring all this out as well. So if I could leave these kind of ideas for you guys also to figure out, then we'll have more time to do it instead of me trying to, rack my brain and figure out a whole bunch of these ideas. Because I want to make, stuff where we can, do it together most of the time too. So I know that realizing now this kind of phrasing of it doesn't lend itself to what kind of ideas, or like that it could have been phrased as the wording of it could mean that I want an idea that's like fully fleshed out, like it has like if it's a story, you have to figure out the entire story and then lay that all out, and then I art it up, I guess, and bring it to life, or that do an art thing and then that'll be the thing. So I don't know exactly which way, but I think either way would work. Where just like having to write down, like do an animation thing where you gotta do a challenge of only use like 2 colors or something else like that, where just crazy stuff like that where we could have more fun than just mostly what we've been doing. So that's what I was hoping with that. So but I know that just asking you guys and like for stuff doesn't always come out. So it's like we got to get into a project and then I can ask things later. So I'm thinking of learning that. So so anyway, I guess I'll get into this and then we'll figure out ideas for you guys as I move the canvas all the way across. So how have we been doing now? It's only been like you know, 48 hours. So maybe some stuff has happened, maybe not. My end, I guess I caught up to episode 21. That's about it. I watched it on Wednesday, so there wasn't much really going on. Mostly a lot of work. A lot of work on the new Derpy cartoon. So I got about a minute of animation done-ish. Might need some tweakings here and there, but it's pretty solid of what I got there. So I'm pretty happy with that. Needs about 20 more seconds, and then that'll be it. And then I'll have to do all the post-production stuff, which takes like a whole day. So I hope to get it within, from here, maybe a week. So we'll have to cross our fingers on that. Whether that'll happen. So got a lot of other fun work-related stuff that I have to do too with other content creators and stuff where they want sort of commissions, but like long-form commissions. So it's more like a job. So anyway, so yeah, we'll be needing some ideas for like either just derpy emotions that would be good for like in a Discord emote. So like someone would say something, you know, kind of happy or like, you know. So a lot of these are pretty good. So the confused ones are pretty good. But then we kind of got a little crazy where we got the Yeti. So Yeti was fun. He was from one of my older videos this year. So I do see your comment. I'm just trying to get everyone else in the mood too. Let's go back to 7. I need it on 8. Okay. Now I see why I have this frame here, so I have a normal version, and I can just drag it over. Now it goes there. And then inside the head, we'll also have stuff like this. So I have to make sure that all this is lined up with the frames. So copy this over. So okay, and everything's centered, and now I can get going with this. So okay, so I saw that one. Sorry, take it over the whole chat. Ooh, hi Space Fish, how you doing? Yo, from Russia. How you doing? Let's see. So I got face hoof. I can do that. Let's see what we got. What are these? These are hat and probably mask for eyeballs. So okay. And silly eyes crossing, tongue out, smiling. Okay, don't make me forget those two. So what do I got? Oh, I remember that these are still not the parent-childy version of these, so a little bit trickier to work with. I should really kind of go over a bunch of that too. I know I kind of talked about it in the last tutorial talk, I think. Yeah, I think the last tutorial talk I talked about the really just having like the frame, having different layers be connected to each other through linking. Actually change like how you actually animate. It's more like how Toon Boom has like its peg system. I know most of you won't really know what I'm talking about with that. So let me know about that if you understand what the peg system is with Toon Boom. I personally don't have Toon Boom, so I'm mostly just using the tutorials to figure out what exactly they mean either. So preview. That is ready to go. Yeah. Let me make sure this sort of works. So I could move everything here, then just kind of not do that as much. I'll have to do that as well. No, last time we didn't really talk too much, so sorry about that. It was mostly just me figuring out and like working really hard to make sure that the GIF worked. How'd you guys like that though? Was it interesting with the Derpy on in the middle of the lake, I guess, going really quick on a stream? Didn't really talk about much of that, so I feel like each stream is like I have to talk about what happened last time, and then last stream we'll have like Simpsons like not being able to talk about it ever kind of feeling. I feel like something's not right. Like, how do you actually? I feel like it's more up here, right? Yeah, that's it. With an R and an E. Yeah. Well, don't like Russian also have like special, or I guess their own language? Would have a different alphabet in a way? Does that ever get like confusing with that? Like we don't really, unless you actually understand what that means, then it's like won't people understand any of it? Let's see. Could have some browse. Maybe she's like not this again kind of a feel. Like she's slightly upset. Yeah. Eyebrows are working. So okay. I think I have 2 hooves now. There we go. Did I say that? Yeah, I meant like alphabet. Oh boy. You can kind of tell the streams when I'm not quite awake. Yeah. So, okay. Let's see. It's usually the ones where I'm working really hard. You see her? Me too. Let's see. Yeah. I guess my codes for are just like, because I usually only think like so far ahead when I talk, that then it just kind of gets on autopilot, and then it's just it just goes downhill with that. Yeah. This is actually accurate emote now. So okay, now we can use this whenever we want. We could. What else do I want to put in this? Maybe I want to add more. So then it's has a little face wrinkle on it, like you're actually pushing the skin up a little. So that's not weird. We can do that. So then when you go back out, you have that. So it needs to be actually closer, like that. It could just be not as dunkel. Trying to make it like so you can see it in a way. That's too much. Okay, so it needs to be here smaller. I'm like trying to watch my words down, so I'm trying to not make that happen. So her head should be really low. Probably like that. So, okay. Yeah, I don't quite or I usually just try to get like halfway into a sentence and it's like, nah, let's not do that. And I just backpedal and then don't say anything. So that's kind of happens too. So, okay. So we added a label just to say new. So now I know when, so I don't have to look for it. And like, you know, keep scrubbing back and forth to find it. So, okay. So, how are we doing? Because now I'm like, now there's not much to talk about. So, okay. Now we gotta have another frame. Can we leave it? Gotta do this again. Ugh. Let's see. It's looking weird because it's just weird. So, okay. I think I lost where the other one was. I'll look for it. Don't you worry. Boop, boop, boop. Where'd it go? Silly. Eyes crossed. Okay. Tongue out and smiling. Like, okay. Kind of like a. Gotta go back to Steven Universe to spinal. Spingle. Kind of really cutesy look. We can do that. I'm the only one in control. Like you just kind of like just hit yourself and it goes blue, you know. So we can do that. Let's see. I get that. Can make these a little smaller, 90% size. Yeah, I don't know what else. My future plans for the channel are kind of in the air, so not 100% sure like what kind of direction I should do with the channel. Because like I do want to move at least onto something else, but if I also want to like, you know, continue this, to have fun with this, because I feel like I'm actually getting the hang of actually animating now, with all this. So it's like, well. Now that I'm actually getting good, like, shouldn't I just keep going? Especially the one that I'm working on right now is actually having some pretty good motions, if I say so myself. So, yeah, I like to hear what you guys think of, like, should I, you know, just move away from Pony or kind of do, like, original stuff or some kind of a mix, because I'm not sure what exactly, because I know like at the end of the day it's still YouTube, like figuring out like it's actually the time that I changed my schedule from doing it like just on Wednesdays to now Tuesdays and Thursday. My analytics actually just dropped like over 50%. So I was actually really scared, and it's like, oh, I actually haven't come back from that, so it is a little disappointing because now it's like it is kind of in a weird, like everything happens for a reason, but then it's like, well, maybe I should just kind of just abandon this channel, like not in a super way, but like in a way where I can slowly like morph away from it and then just kind of say like, oh, analytics and ideas, and oh no, they're running out. The show's gone. Who cares? You know, attention for all that is gone. So, you know, it's sad to say, but it's like I don't know what exactly what I want to do for the future. Strictly for this channel too. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's obviously because I've already made like probably like over 100 at least videos on this channel. Not all Derpy. I don't know how many Derpy videos there are, but there's probably like over 50 or more. If I do one every month, then for like 4 years. So some without, and then it's probably less than that. So it's to do have like other ideas in a way, or just to like experiment with other stuff too, so I can figure out you know, other art styles and other characters and stuff. I've also learned that I really like just creating characters, like in Flash, where you just basically do everything that has a bunch of layers, and then creating a puppet out of it. So you can see, like, I don't have to like redraw this every time. Like each of these, I can just move around the different parts that you saw, and then add to it. So I really like doing this. So it's like maybe I want to get some kind of some kind of job with that. So but animating is fun. So it's like you know, it's like I don't know what now to do. So I'd like to hear what you guys are thinking about that too. Where if you guys are okay with me just jumping ship and like moving on to stuff. Because in the past I've actually done other like very, very small, like half a day projects where it's like I made Peridot and XJ9 and other puppets just to get more fun with that. And I really like just making those puppets. So just creating those. Don't know what to do with this hair. So why not just make stuff like that? So making all this just because I know like now like just how much time consuming it is to create a full cartoon. That it's just like it's the problem with YouTube now is that because I changed my schedule, which dropped everything, it lowered like every analytic is now like down 50 to 60%. So it's like, you know, but at one change, it can create a whole, you know, ecosystem of my channel is now half gone. So it's disconcerting that now, like, if I change like one little thing, then I can just destroy the other half of my channel. So, which is all you guys. So it's a little scary. So, just want to know, like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Boop. Don't abandon. It's not abandoning you. Essentially, it's just that. I guess it is. Unless you're like horse girls is the only avenue that I need to see you. It is a little short-sighted in a way. So it's like, I just don't want that to happen too. Well, that kind of works too. There we go. So I don't know. Is it like where is it? Yeah. So I hope you guys, you know, in like a couple months or more, maybe like next year, I want to transition around there. So hopefully around then we'll, you know, want to start thinking about it now so that I can plan for months, at least for the next 4 months of the year. So I want to figure that out. I don't care what you make. Finding for funnies, I stay free animation ponies or not. Oh, thank you. So it's like, this is cute, but it's like, well, what if it was a cat? If I drew it as a cat, would you like it as much? It's hard to say, at least on my end. So I know that if I change like my whole demographic or something stuff, then it's like, I don't know. I love cats. I like cats too. I petted a cat a week ago. It was really cute. I don't have a cat, so I was like, oh, I got to pet a cat. It was like didn't have like a leash around its neck. What's it called? A thing. So it was like a weird stray cat. I was just like, hey, hello. I don't know. I probably won't be too much. Does it continue doing forms when insurance and let's see when uniforms, whatever it does. Yeah. Yeah. It depends. It's sort of in a way, yeah, has to do with Gen 5, but I feel like I want to start making real money. So the money that I'm working and not getting now is only like 10 an hour, which isn't probably enough for like all these like commissions and stuff. So and it's hard to like ask for more, you know. It's like ask for a raise, and it's like that probably shouldn't. So I know that I'm worth more, but it's like at this small scale of everything, it's like I don't think so. Yeah, they sent me the. I don't know what to think now. That got confusing. Yeah, the real money isn't much, so it's like I don't know. Because obviously, if I expand it to anything else, then that might open up more doors. So it's like that'd be good too. But it's like at the same time, it's like the hierarchy of everything, of like business-wise, it's like my YouTube channel is actually near the bottom financially. So it's like it's also the one that I spend the most time on. So it's like, I don't for business side, I'm only making like $1 to $2 per video per month per 30-40 hours versus like a commission where I can do per month like 15 hours and then get like 150 plus Patreon, and then just recently got another commission, so it's like that'll add on too. So it's like all the business hierarchy stuff is like my YouTube channel is actually at the bottom. So it's like that's where it's like has to think like in terms of that too, is like, well, when I want to not do this channel stuff, so it's like the streaming is fun too, because sometimes you get tips and it's like you get like 40 rupees and stuff. It's like that's fun, but otherwise it's like gets like, you know, 100 views, which is like 5 cents. So it's like if I do that, you know, 2 times a week, I might get like 8 cents a week, and it's like, is that great? I don't know. So just for business side, it's like this YouTube channel is bad. It's just at the bottom of everything. So that's why it's like it's probably best to just move on. At this point, it's just like I don't know. So unless something happens, or if PewDiePie mentions me or something like that, then I don't see this channel getting anything bigger or anything from what I'm doing. So it's unfortunate with that. So I don't know. It is kind of predicament of like where I am. It's like I don't know how should I move on is the question. So yeah, I think the other one was Derpy with stop sign, so I'll do that one. But yeah, so I can keep this style if you're happy. The style will have to match whatever I'm working on now. So the style it's just comfortable because then it's like, you know, lineless and simple shapes. If I had to do like realism, it'll be a whole different, different box of cakes, you know. So it's something. I don't know where else to go with that. So one more, maybe 2 more. We'll see. So yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I should super shout them out, but yeah, it kind of goes nowhere. Okay. Got a friend in a way that would always like try to come back and like, hey, you know, I commissioned you for something. Can I commission you to make a whole cartoon that's like 4 or 5 minutes of like a music video? But you know, the guy only has like maybe like some experience. He didn't even have experience with script writing, and he didn't have art training. So it's like just have this weird idea and then like try to make a script out of it, and it's like not not good grammar, not good directions of anything. So it's just like yeah, what do you want exactly? And he's like not able to figure it out. So that was just another like small commission thing that's like didn't really go anywhere just because we didn't have communication well. So but then he wanted something in like show style. So I was like, it's tough like when people don't understand just the true art of how much in like work this is. That it gets a little frustrating when it's just like, oh, you just make a cartoon, right? Like that's what you do, you know. And it's like, yeah, but to make it, I mean, you've seen like just how long it takes to make the those little shorts that we make, the little 20-second shorts that we make in Collaboratively. You can imagine that, but with only like one guy, not truly knowing what he wants, and just hoping that I will figure it out. So if you don't want to be that guy, please not be. It gets very annoying. So please have an idea at least that you're able to write down. Even just for like I did a bunch of small commissions for like YouTube intros, which were like 5 seconds, maybe like 10 to 15 seconds at most. But a lot of them were nice and they had clear ideas of like what they wanted. Where it's like, oh yes, I would like My Pony, which makes sense for a short little intro, where it's like, yeah, you're able to use, you better use your OC octagon. I'm gonna make it flat. So, yeah, they were really like listening as like, what exactly do you want? And it's like, I would like Pony to, you know, if they're Unicorn or Pegasus or Earth Pony, either walk or fly in or magic in, and then just have something related to them to like, oh, I punch a cloud and then the name appears, or a magic and then their name appears, or kick something and it's like, whoa, okay, like I can do that. I was gonna add some text to a stop sign, but does it make more sense that it's just a stop sign? Don't want to add too much text to everything. So I think this might work. So be very clear on your commission ideas. Like, be free to, if I say something like, hey, we can't really do that, or that'll be real confusing, please listen, because I will have slightly more experience in knowing what's possible and what's not as possible, you know. So it just kind of like also for like time constraints in a way too, where it's like I don't need, you know, if it can be done without, you know, the pony doing a 360 turnaround and then doing a pose where then they flip around and stuff, it's like, can you just kind of just plop down there and then say hi, and then they disappear? It's like, I can do that. 'Cause otherwise, you don't get much in 2D. It's got its goods and bad effects. Its good effects are that obviously you can, you know, squash and stretch and don't have to worry about too much about geometry. But like if it's a 3D form, you'll have to very, you know the geometry and form of the object. You can sort of play the camera in a way with 3D, but not as much as 2D can. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to. You don't get much 3D form with 2D. So if you can avoid characters spinning all the way around, in those kind of scenarios. Please don't. Yeah, that was the other thing with the first commissioner that I wasn't quite happy with. It was like, hey, can you have this DeLorean? And then, now you probably know who I'm talking about. Sorry. Yeah, can you have a DeLorean? And then also, it's going to be a 5-minute music video, so you'll have to have a whole bunch of different angles for this very complex, must be screen accurate DeLorean, and then also have ponies inside of it, so you'll have to have a lot of different angles to do with 2D. So you can play with it a little bit, but not as much as you think. So obviously, in a way, you only have to do like 1/2, and then you can mirror it. But if it's something like something that has to be accurate in a way, with the DeLorean, it has to be. I don't know if it's. Didn't really get too far of it to know if it's like actually asymmetric or not. So if it's not symmetrical, then that'll be however many angles you want in one way, and then you have to make the other side, and then you have to modify it every time for every angle. So it's like, which is like every time, like, hey, can you add a 5-minute? That was already the limit of like a 5-minute music video. So everything has to be in timed, and then it had to be a sure accurate or like screen accurate DeLorean, multiple characters, all at the same time, not able to understand exactly what the person wanted from a story standpoint too. So I would draft up a whole storyboard and it'd be like, okay, here's some like a minute or so, like share that off, and it'd be like, okay. And then we just kept like having a bunch of differing weird ideas where it was like, hey, yeah, one part of the story, like the two characters get in the car, they start out in a garage, they get in the car and then they drive around the hills and like all the way around, like a nice beach and nice seaside, and then they go up a hill, and then they're supposed to eat food. Like the whole thing about the food thing was just really confusing, because I was like, where do they get the food? And then it's like, well, what if they get the food at a fast food place in the middle of this high energy speeding down a sidewalk thing and road thing? And it's like, okay, like, sure. And then we kind of morphed it into, well, what if they get the food in the garage of where they live? So, hi, Padra. So then it got really confusing with that, because then it was like, wait a minute, we just changed everything, like, with the storyboard now we'll have to reflect that now and everything. So and then it became, well, now we need to have them just get a bag of fast food from the garage, and then they sit in the car and then they drive all the way around town and then whatever, and then they get up to the big hill, and then they just, my original idea was that they get out and then they just kind of eat a burger and then like look out into the ocean, and it's nice and pretty. And then in 2 buds or whatever, they just eat and they go outside and go yum, and then they can just end it there, or they just have to then, because the music video wasn't done, which means you have to get them back in the car, and then they gotta drive all the way back to the garage, and then it ends. And it was like, okay. But then we also had a conflicting thing of, well, the guy didn't want them to go outside of the car, which I thought it was nice that they can, get outside, get some fresh air. Why did they go up to this hill? Just to eat their fast food, which they got in the garage, which they already had. And then it's just like, got really frustrated with all that. And then it's like, well, they got to stay inside the car, which I guess from an animation standpoint is like, okay. But then it's just, from a story standpoint, it's like really not fulfilling in a way. Because then it's like, why did they go up here? And then it's like, well, why did they accept that they're there? And it's like, well, why did they wait till they get all the way to the hill and then eat? Like, why didn't they eat there? Like, So, again, the little story of make sure you know what exactly you want to kind of tell there. So, and I was trying to help. I tried as much as I could to like say like, yeah, that might be better this way. So I don't know. I always get heated with that. That it's just like got more and more verbose of just so much more added to it than the the storyline just got thicker, and it's like that isn't like why we keep doing more and more different things that wasn't in the original. So so I only got as far as doing like the storyboard as much as I could. I got through all the storyboard, and then it's like, then I started thinking like, well, how many assets in this? And it's like, how much time this will be? And it's like, I was already working on a bunch of other stuff, like a bunch of, obviously, my regular channel stuff, and maybe I think at the time, maybe something else. Maybe can't remember. But it was like I had like a period like for like a couple months where I just was just overflowed with emails of, hey, can you do a commission of like an intro? So I was like, of like, should I do this simple commission or this guy's thing? And it's like, I just have to say like I don't think I have time. This is gonna, if we keep going, we're gonna have more disagreements of like what's going on in it. So I just have to quit with that. So just have to just say no. So I have to say stop. So there we go. That's the roundabout way of doing that. So yeah. So, but you probably saw like in the Discord that he might have came back. So, and then he's like, well, where did you go? It's like, I was avoiding you because we had another project that he tried to start up. It's like, yeah, it's a little simpler, but I still just couldn't want to do that. So anyway, we got 3, so that's pretty good. I can do the other ones to get more ideas. So this was sleepy time. Oh, there's actually a couple of bubbles. There you go. This is like Sly or something. Ah. And then we got the Yeti. Oh, I could have had the robot. I think that's what I wanted to do. So let me get the robot. Boop boop boop. So I just gotta do that just because it went into the other bits of the business side of this, that for the future it's like this isn't what I really want to be doing. It was fine, but it's just came at the wrong time and it just wasn't the right person to really work with. So where'd it go? So we're out there. I'm sorry, but it just wasn't really gonna work out. So then it came back in with like, hey, can you do like another 20-second, animation? Where it was like, Sweetie Belle and his OC kind of are like in love, and it's like, that's a little bit weirder. Why did I have Farfetch? I love Farfetch. I just want, is this even a robot one? Oh, this is my other robot one. Never mind. That would explain the Farfetch then. Is there any sound going? Oh yeah, this was really fun. You can see all the masks. Where it's like, oh, I don't want him just have it on the edge of the field so he doesn't so he can go inside the artist but he doesn't come out. So it's like, oh, that's great. This is my other robot one. Let me go back to the, yeah, this actually blows up. Could use this for no reason, but that's a little bit weird. Okay, this is fun. Yeah. Remember my my island arc? That was really fun. I'm sure it made no sense. Wasn't much fun. That was about when things kind of went south with views. So, what did I call it then? It wasn't just robot. Oh, it's Father's Day. Recover Father's Day. Give me Father's Day 2019 real. This should be it. I did. Defay. I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. It's loading. Can't see. It's loading it. These projects are huge. That's my thumbnail. Let's go back to here. Here's a robot. So this robot should have multiple views. It's all parented. So we'll have to make sure that this one has parenting. Maybe. Looks like it. And you can kind of see a little segues that this is my main one that has my full timeline. And I have a scene for just puppets, just assets and just thinking stuff. These are my sketches for that one. This is my original sketch for the robot. This is my 3D version. This is my 3D version of my robot that I made in Blender. This is one of the first things that I modeled more detailedly than I usually do. Starfield, for all the assets of that. I'm getting off track. This is fun though. Exactly. This is thumbnail. What's this one then? Oh, this is the YouTube thumbnail, but I think this is my DeviantArt picture. Anyway, let's get robot. Let's get Robo. Okay, cool. Boop. And then boop, and then mess up, and then is it in? Is it here? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It's in here. There it is. Okay. So boop. There we go. So you need it at maybe this angle, and then we can get it out of T-pose maybe. Let's see. Robot has error. Oops, missing. Okay, we'll probably have like a couple robots one. Because I like whoa robot, whoa. Okay, let's see how much we can put in here to like fill it up. That's weird. Oh, cleared it. So let's see. Make sure this is big enough. Okay, so this will be. Hopefully, true fans will know what this is. What this is supposed to be. So, okay, let's put you there. See the nice colors here for the parenting system. Hopefully, it usually works. Or like, I can move this one, and then I can move this one. So this is what I meant by parenting, is that it can then move this one, and then it moves the lower one. So you can imagine that with like, it's like having a bone system, and sort of like Toon Boom, but it just the flash rate where it sometimes works. Almost don't need that. So we can extend. We extend this maybe, so it'll be out of the way. So okay, so we could just have this be on 9, and then we'll just have to write something on the screen. So that's fun. Let's see. Another layer here. Let's see. But for the oops error, what should it say? How do you convey this little tiny? I mean, this is gonna be like a pinpoint. It's gonna be about roughly that, or like a little bit smaller. So how do we convey anything with this? We could make the robot smaller in a way. I'm not sure what to do. I'm thinking I think it's a really conveyed robot without actually seeing a bunch of it, maybe. But then it's like, man, that's a really small guy there. Also, the arms didn't. It's because arms didn't go down. There it is. So let's put it on 10 instead. There we go. Susan. Let's put you there. So, okay. I haven't worked with this robot in like months. So, not sure how to exactly position all this. It's saving. Okay. So, I like cutting things off. I think we'll have to. Let's see. So I can pose them maybe. Ooh, okay, so that's that. Okay. But what should we do though? Like it's gonna be very, very small. Maybe move this down because that'll add a little bit more. It's gonna be a little bit bigger. Yeah, that'll probably. Yeah, it's probably better. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what's just let's see. Just scrunch everything down, maybe. Click out. Scrunch it. Yeah, it's gonna be weird, big boy. Okay. That'll work. Should have a mask, but it doesn't have a mask. I could just add a mask. So it'll be, mask will say, only exist in this area. And then we say, mask please. So there we go. That works. So. Yep, so I'm not sure what to do. It could just be a regular robot, because then it'd be like, oh, is that a robot? You know, and it's like, whoa, yeah, it is. Get rid of this smoke, maybe. Or steam? It's steam. It's all steam powered. Fill this up. So, okay. I want to move this down just to have it not be weirdly too close. That portion, please. Okay. Maybe it just has like a question mark? Because we also have the other one. Like this is robot? No, this is question. Yeah. But we can take this question mark and then we can put it on this screen here. For this, let's rotate. And then we can tint it, I guess, to maybe blue, because that'll show up. Okay. Whew. Let's see. Always wanna. We have a symbol, just reuse it. It's fine. It's fine. Internet stopped. Oh yeah, that is annoying. Yeah, that's kind of happened at the beginning of this stream in a way, where I'm not sure how many people were here. The you know, the stream didn't start. Was the problem? It just kind of, I started it. I clicked the start streaming button. And it sort of went, and then YouTube said, hey, we're gonna, you know, start streaming, make sure you're ready, you're about to be on camera and everything. It's like, okay, and then I never really connected, so it was like, okay, I'm ready, and it's like never connected. It's like, oh, okay, and then everyone got confused, and it's like, okay, let me just, I guess, stop it and then restart. So we'll have to see whether the VOD includes the first minute. Because usually it might do. I think it usually might do that where it'll if they're like 2 streams within like 10-20 seconds, it'll stitch them together, where it'll do the first and second part. So we'll have to see with that. Might have to edit it, who knows. Either way, so I didn't have enough time, so it's actually 58 minutes on my end, so I got 2 more minutes to freak out. Check out Robot. This kind of pose, we could have it like do a shrug, like, oh no, I don't know what you mean. Like sort of like this. What do we want? Where it's like, oh no. Robots are fun. This is why it's easy to do puppeting now. It's like, oh, I just had to, like, I was gonna select both of them to move both of them, move both pieces, but now I could just do the one and it follows. And it's like, ah, it's so great. I don't know where to put this. And then let's move this up, and then so it's kind of like that. It's like that. Center it. Problem is that the mask now has to be flipped around. So we gotta flip the mask and say inside here. Please. Please. There we go. That works. Mask. Go away. So, okay. I think that works. Could have it a little lower. It's a little bigger. Have more room that the arms are out of the way. So this will be about this size. So it almost works. Okay, so let's make it taller then. Yeah, that's what it needed. It's got a stretched boy. And then it'll be about that size. Okay. So, okay. So I'll go back to my new, and then we got, now I can end. Haha. Okay. Let's see. So we got, let's go back to the beginning. So we had a bunch of D's. We already had D's at the beginning. So this is part 2, apparently. I'll have to label it part 2. 80 thumbs up. He's out a bunch. Like I'm confused. Like what's over there, but like really happy and mad about it at the same time. Yeah, this always has the white dream blobs, and then a weird, crudely drawn light bulb, then a hug, and then face hoof. That's pretty good. Silly, so that's good. That I'm happy with. That I don't have to change it around too much. This is stop, but it's multi-languageable, where we don't have to put any text in it. Haha. And then robot going whoa, but also confused. So okay, look back to this other one. This other one's fun. So it's not as much as last time. Not as much really to add. Like we already had a pretty good foundation with all these with the other ones. So glad you can join. I will do my best to remember how to put these into Discord. Link is in the description if you want to join that. It's a whole server dedicated to me, I guess. I sometimes join. Don't worry that I'm not talking. I might be busy, or in a minute gotta eat food. Yeah. Yeah, remember how to put these into Discord, and then they'll be because these are images. You don't need to have the nitro whatever. I think that's the paid version. I don't think we're doing that. I don't know if it's. I don't know. Can you put it on a server? Make the whole server nitro? Like if I just pay that? I don't know how that works. So, I'll put these in. Then you'll be able to use these new ones. So, and then we can say like, oh, you suggested it, which was mostly Star Study. So, that's okay too. That's okay. So, yeah, thanks for joining. And then next week, hopefully that this stream will get maybe like 5 cents. And then we'll be, you know, maybe able to pay my own overhead someday. But yeah, the future is uncertain of all that. So the yeah, the new cartoon. Am I going to my exit here? The new cartoon will be finished when I'm done with it. So I hope to get it done this month. But maybe even on Sunday or Monday, around there. So that's what I'm looking for. Didn't quite work on it today, so that's another gone day. So I have to work extra hard on the next day, Friday. So might take a little bit longer. Might have to be in October. And then in October we'll have to figure out whether to do a Halloween video, because that's usually the easiest, because the holiday is at the end of the month. I think go by end. Okay. So content's done. Let me go ramble for another 10 minutes. So yeah, we'll have to figure out whether to do a Halloween video, just because it's. I feel like last year's was like such a big, like, epic story that's it's gonna be hard to top. So I'm not sure. I don't have a good story yet. I don't have any story planned for Halloween. So trying to figure that out, because I have to think about it now is the problem. Because even the one that I'm working on, the cartoon that I'm working on now, it took me like 2 or so weeks to just come up with this story, just because I wanted it to be pretty good. So I had to draw out a lot of them, which one of them was the paper airplane one. So that actually became a thing. So pretty happy with that. That's another idea of just changing the channel into motion comics. That's all I had to play around with that. In the one of the older streams. Just because it takes away like some of the animation. There's still a lot of like ways to do it better than the way that I did it. So experimenting with that, I think. Just because again, with the hierarchy of like the business side of it, it's just because I made a wrong decision from YouTube's view. The wrong decision was you change your upload schedule and your stream schedule. That must mean that you're not relevant. Even though you post and stream 2 videos a week instead of the 1, we won't show your videos anymore. In a way, it was a little confusing with all that, but the analytics speak for themselves. I looked at them, the time that I switched, like a bar graph, it went down like 50%. It was insane. And so far it has not recovered. Every day I'm losing like 5 to 10 subscribers. So it's like, it's just all disappointing for me. That's like, it's like, well, what do I do about it? So I'm trying my best, but it's like, you see that it's like, yeah, I don't want to spend. It's scary because I don't want to spend more time on stuff, because like I'm already spending like a month on these projects, and the performance isn't outperforming itself in a way. So it's like, what do I do? You know. So of course, like, money does matter, but it's like, it's gotta matter eventually. It probably already mattered like 3 years ago. So it's like, how do I like what do I do? So not to ruin your parade, but it's like it's even just viewing this for like 10 minutes probably equates to something. And it's probably saying like to YouTube robots and everything, saying like, oh, people watch this, so they'll what kind of forums are going on? That makes sense. Well, just have to make BurnCon too. There you go. But yeah, on my end, it's like everything's shutting down. It's like I'm probably just blaming too much responsibility on me. That was like, I'm sure like the trends for Pony and everything is going down. So, albeit very slowly. So, I'm sure once the show ends with this generation, we'll have to. There'll be a weird hiatus in a way until Gen 5. So it's like, do I keep making funny stuff even if some trends are probably moving away? Because there's nothing new to watch, which everyone wants new and upcoming stuff. So can't dawdle on old generation. You know, it's like, well, what if I, was, for example, really into Gen 3 or whatever, and it'd be like, well, should I keep making Gen 3 stuff until Gen 4 happens? It's like, no one will care about Gen 3 anymore. So, it's weird timing of everything. It's just like, it's unpredictable in a way. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know how this wave will go. Like, I don't know if I'm in the ebb or the flow yet. I don't know what they mean, so I'm not gonna keep going with that metaphor. So yeah, it's scary. I don't know what to say more than that. So, but yeah. So, please watch my cartoons. They're a huge labor of love and sweat and tears and everything else in between. So, just please support me because they take way too long for its own worth, So, I know I'm not, super famous yet, and I'm slowly losing fame in a way. So it's like, please come back, new people, please. So, I don't know what to do. It's scary. It's been happening for like the months, for like 3 or something. Whenever I changed the stream schedule, that's when the biggest change happened. So, and it's just been a bad spiral ever since. So, it's like, it's like a doomsday clock slowly going down. If it hits 0, it's like, whoa, like that's bad. And the problem is also that I was spending so much time on trying to make these cartoons look good and like wanted to do like other projects and everything and trying to get onto hopefully getting more commissioners that my Let's Play channel, which I think might still be in the description, just never took off after like a year. We got like 20 subscribers, which is really good for its own worth, but because I was also the editor for everything, meant that I had to do all the technology part of it, including like performing for it for like an hour, then editing it for like 3 or 4 hours, or even more sometimes, and it'd be like, how much time, I had to step back and think like, how much time to make all those videos and keep the YouTube happy of having a consistent schedule. I just had to think like and break down my time schedule. Like, am I spending like 5 or more hours per week making these videos, which sometimes at most maybe like 10 views, and then like sometimes like 1 or 2. So it's like, obviously there's no way to get money because we don't have enough subscribers, but it's like, it became less fun because of the time it took to make each of them. Because each time it's like, I want to outperform myself with the editing, and it's just become also a little bit more stagnant, where it's like the editing, there wasn't much creativeness with the editing, more than just let's get it done and just finish the editing of it where, you know, you're just doing the same things over and over. So just the time of that, the huge time sink it was with not much creative fun to it. Just getting more of a chore, and just recording video games. I didn't really feel like very. I felt like every time it's like I had to get more and more games to feel relevant, and it wasn't really fun to like always like, you know, drop down like 16, and then it'd be like, oh, okay, you get to play this for like, you know, if it wasn't really fun, you only played it for like a couple hours, and it was like, oh, you know, so, because I always got to get the newest games, and you know, and then if it wasn't really one you wanted, it'd be like, okay, so, and you know, a lot of this, like, we had to get like a whole bunch of equipment for it too, so it was like really expensive. And then to see it not perform as well as it could have in a way, that's probably just bad for my own marketing, I guess. My marketing was really bad, where I try to keep it secret in a way, because like I'm playing video games with my mom, it's like it's embarrassing. So I just didn't want to continue with that as well too. So I love my mom, but it's like she's a little silly. So like so, but anywho, well, that's a lot. So what else? Probably less to talk about is probably better. So thanks for hearing me ramble. This is weird. Like it's really weird and therapeutic to actually do all this, because I have these dots that I don't really have anyone to really talk about these with. So it's really nice to have a couple people. You guys are great for sticking around. You guys are great to hear me out. So it's really therapeutic to just be able to talk about whatever is stressing me out. So and to get a little art stuff in the beginning. So we all win, hopefully. But yeah, I just gotta let things out. It's instead of balling it all up. So it feels like a weird rant. It's more just my emotions and like what's been going on in my life. So it's not a super rant. If whatever rant is. So how to really describe it, it's just, yeah. I guess one with me being upset with that one commissioner might have been a little rant, because I was like totally trashing on him. So sorry. It just we just weren't compatible with that kind of a project. That you weren't super. What wasn't the best communicator or director for the project. So if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry, but yeah. We couldn't make it work. So, but otherwise, I guess I'm sort of looking for work, but it's like I've already synced way too much time into other stuff. Because I always feel like the problem is that the main channel Derpy videos adventures are always seem to be the priority for me. Whereas like, because there's just a huge time sink of that. The time it takes to like make sure that every frame is perfect is my problem. So, and I do that too with the other commissions, where like the bigger ones, like Fallout Celeste that I'm working on, it's like gotta make sure that every frame is perfect, and it's like trying to talk with the other two animators that were working on it. It's like, can you change this by like, like so many pixels? And it's like, okay, or no. So we'll have to figure out like the communication of that, of whether of like where to pick our battles, of like which to work on in a way. It is tricky. So it's hard to just say like, oh, that's good enough for me. So that's why a lot of these take a lot of time. So I have to see with the Let's Play stuff too. Didn't feel like up to my standard. Like I feel like each project I want to do better is a bad dot. Eventually you just have to say like, yeah, it's good enough, and but then I start stagnating, and then it starts to get less. Like the next project might be like 98% of my true power, and they'd be like, okay, that's not good enough. And then it's like next project is like, ooh, 96, and it just keeps going down. That's what happened like with the island quadrology or whatever it was. It was each time like getting worse and worse in quality. It's like just good enough to scale by without having truly unique ideas. At the time, it was like, this is unique, but it's like, yeah, it was very cliche. It wasn't very super entertaining. More that stories were really like you can describe it really quickly. Instead of like, oh, and then this happens and this happens. It's like, nope, this happens and that's it. So, oof. So it's like, how much is good enough? It's I don't know what to really do. I just knew that like one commissioner, it's like, this is gonna be a lot more. Might be more work than my regular videos because it was gonna be like twice as long. So, yeah, the problem is that that my regular videos are just becoming huge, and then, but the business side of it is that they don't perform as well. So, I should be focusing on my other stuff, but I also want to make sure that my main content seems good. So I was like, I don't know what to do now. So, I'll have to figure it out. I need to wrap this up. I'm just need to listen out. So just be able to say it out loud is nice. So hey there. We're about I need to wrap this up. Who else is here? I think Star is probably still here. Maybe I should just change these to like an hour, and then just to end it for like the content, and then Toaster Talk can go for however long I need to. Because I really need the time to just let it out. That's nice. It's nice to have a small enough audience to talk about it. It's nice. But otherwise, yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Sorry, Darren. Either way, who else is here? Because I see 4 apparently. So, hope it's not me somehow. So, okay. Anyone else can like it too. But yeah, I gotta. Not super hungry, but I probably need to drink some more water. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm really refreshed. So, I need to end this. Let me find a button. So, okay. Yeah, thanks for coming. And then the future disc is really in the air. It's scary for me. So, I'll have to figure out. Probably need to talk about it, what to do. And then, yeah, because the other thing is that I always select these weird deadlines for everything too. Like, I gotta set a 1-month deadline for each of these videos. So there's always like end up at the last day of the month is usually when I upload them. So it's always this weird like 1-month turnaround is also really tough. But the problem is that there are always holidays coming up in the middle, and then it's like, So I never really get a Valentine's video or something like that. So following is like, I could do it, but it's like, I just don't have an idea right now for it. I'll have to like brainstorm it. So, but do I want to spend, the whole month working on it for like $2 or $3? And it's like, So, that's just everything else. So, yeah, on Tuesday, who knows? I'll figure it out. So again, you can post a little comments of whatever you want to see on my community page tab, I guess, on my channel. Don't really need to link it because it's like goes back to my channel, and then you just click on the tab. So Should be super simple. So anyway, did I say see it? Maybe on Tuesday, because maybe I should go back to Wednesday because everyone loves that. YouTube like that. Or maybe just the audience. I can't tell if it's the bot or not. Or it's hard to tell between real trends and then like YouTube trends, in a way. So it's hard to just discern it. But anyway, the metrics are going south. So it's a scary time. With the amount of time that I'm spending on it, this isn't time effective enough. So, and then I quit the Let's Play channel. So I did quit it. We're not. I have like 2 other, I guess, lots of episodes now that haven't been aired, but they probably won't be aired. So sorry about that. If you're they're not they don't really start anything. They're just like really virtual console games. So they're not really hip enough to be there, even if I did talk about anything. So, anyway, hope you have a good night and day and whenever you watch this. See ya. See ya.